Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today, I have just a random chit chat with you guys. I want to talk about this idea that if you are positive, like a positive person, people will try and take digs at you, or they'll try and prove that things are not as good as you say they are for them. So, this is just like a random chatty video. So, if you guys, just like throw on, I don't know, go wash your dishes or something while you're listening to this. But I came upon this realization, I don't know, like over the last week. I was like, why do people do this? So people always ask me if my siblings and I get along. So I have seven siblings. There are eight of us total by the same parent. I have two parents, that's it, and eight and seven siblings. So there's eight of us total. And people always ask us if we get along. And I'm like, yes, we get along. And one of the things I notice that people will do is they will try and find things that prove that we're not a perfect family. We're not a perfect family, like duh. But I think that people in life, I think, maybe this is because of social media, right? We're looking at all these people's perfect lives. But I think that if you say you get along with your family, people think that that means that you never argue or you never have disagreements or that everything is perfect. And it's like, no, you're just projecting that on me. And it's just this weird thing where they'll be like, oh yeah, so that happened. Okay, yeah, so see, it's not that great. But I'm like, no, it's actually really cool because we just have a very open relationship where people are very honest. People have honest conversations, they're vulnerable, they share their feelings, they share what they think. You don't hold grudges. Like it's just we just have that kind of relationship. Now that wasn't easy, it wasn't always like that, but like any relationship, if you work on it, it becomes better and easier to communicate. And that's just simply how we are. No one is saying that it's perfect, but it's like, oh, see, I knew things weren't that great over there. And even with like, so when people ask me like how I'm doing, one thing that I'm really working on is just not being negative about like, of course, there are things that I could change. There are things that, I guess are not the best, but for all intents and purposes, my life is like amazing. I own property in California, right? We have the best weather. I have clients. I'm not broke. I own my business. I'm getting clients. I'm working. I have friends. I'm healthy. My parents are still alive. They're doing well for the most part. Like my life is pretty good. And for a while there, if I'm being honest, I felt like I had to like say things were bad so I could relate to people. And I was like, you know what? That's dumb. Because it was almost like I wanted people to feel like they could relate to me or that I wasn't lying. But it's like, no, like actually, when the Bible says to think on things that are pure and that are beautiful and that are righteous and are holy and true, I'm like, you know what? My life is pretty dang good. Like I prayed to get this condo that we live in. Um, where we live is like a perfect spot. It takes me less time to get to work when I have to commute very far. Um, it's pretty quiet over here. It's a safe neighborhood. Like we have plenty of space. I love, our high ceilings. Like it's a beautiful, like I love our bedroom. It's a beautiful place we live in. My husband and I just came back from a wonderful retreat. Like things are good. And yes, I could complain about the fact that I want a new car and my husband won't let me buy one yet. But it's like, what am I gonna like? I'm not gonna be walking around bitter, but I've noticed that people want you to be miserable with them, and misery loves company. And if you start to be like, things are great, they're like, you're considered boring. You're considered like, oh, well, why aren't you sharing something negative? And it's like, part of me is wondering, it's like, so you can go tell someone else about what's wrong with me or like what's not working. You know what I mean? Like it's just weird. Like things are really good in my life. And if they weren't, I would say something, but they're actually for a long time, they've been pretty good. Like my life is pretty like I'm super blessed. Like my sister came over the other day and she's like, "Oh my gosh, like your place is stunning. Like this is like you live a really good life." And I'm like, "Yeah, I do. I do. And I'm super grateful. And I feel like an idiot when I'm going around like trying to make up problems so that other people can feel comfortable or so that other people don't want to like come in and ruin it. Do you guys know what I'm saying? You guys got to leave a comment in the comment section if you know what I'm talking about. But I felt like I can't, sometimes I feel like I can't. This is why I don't share a lot, to be honest, because it's like, oh, it can't be that perfect. It gets, because people's idea of happiness is that everything has to be going right. That's what it is that people think that in order to feel joy, in order to feel like life is good, every single piece of your life has to be in place. And that's simply not true. It's not true for me. What I've realized is that there's always going to be something that you could fix. There's always going to be something you could fix. There's always going to be something that could be better. And if you spend your life focusing on the things that always could be better, you're never going to be happy. You're never going to be happy. And I think we're getting in a place in this world where that's becoming our norm. It's like, and I think it's because also on social media, this is a yap, y'all. I told you it's a yap. I think on social media, the way that you get views is you exploit your pain. Nobody, like, yes, you could share happy moments, but people don't love that as much. People want to know that you're suffering, and we identify with pain points more than we do with pleasure points. And so even in real life, I'm finding that we're translating to that. And it's like, oh, you're just giving a highlight reel. No, like, I'm genuinely just not trying to be negative all the time. Like, I'm not trying to hold on to all of that negativity and all of that angst and all that resentment. I'm letting it go and saying, okay, what on my plate is mine and what belongs to the Lord. And the stuff that belongs to the Lord, I'm not going to worry about. I'm not going to spend my time repetitively, ruminating over things and constantly analyzing things and being stressed out over things. I'm not living my life like that anymore. Like, I can't. I'm over it. And I don't know, I feel like people don't like that. It's like, "Oh, you're fake." It's like, "No, I just number 1, all of my business is not for everybody. But number 2, it's really not that bad. Like, my life is really not that bad. Yeah, I have a couple hiccups here and there. I make mistakes here and there, but like, it's really not that bad. And I think we get caught in a cycle of like staying negative, and it's to our detriment. It's to our detriment. But there is danger in being a positive person. There's danger in being a positive person. There's danger in being optimistic as well, because we have all this toxic positivity. I'm like, yeah, joy though, joy is something that you cannot buy, right? So if I'm joyful because things are like, even in the midst of like some of the hardest moments over the last couple of years, I have still had joy because things are there. It's okay. Things are always working out in my favor. There were people that I shared those things with. There were people that, that knew the intimate details of my life. But for the most part, my life is like pretty good. And I'm not going to pretend like it's not so that you feel more comfortable. And I have to remember not to hold back on sharing because I know you're going to try and poke at it and be like, oh, see, it's not that good. Oh, your marriage can't be that good. Oh, it can't be that good. Your house can't be that good. Your life can't be that good. Yeah, actually, it actually is right now. It's actually pretty darn good. Life is good. I don't have any angst. I don't have any issues with people. Like, my life is pretty good. And I'm choosing that. I'm choosing that. And it's okay if people don't like it. You know what I mean? It's okay if people don't, they can't resonate with that. But that's one of the reasons too why I think I'm having a hard time posting on social media, like on my Instagram too, because there's really nothing to talk about really. Like, in the past, I talked a lot about like my struggles, and there's just like not a whole lot that I'm struggling with right now that I want to share on social media. Right? They're so minor. They're so minuscule and irrelevant that they don't deserve a place on my feed. You know what I mean? And it's just not worth it. Like it to me, I'm like, life is pretty good, and I just want to continue to focus on the fact that life is pretty good. And that doesn't mean that I'm bypassing, any negativity. It just means that I'm putting things in their rightful place. Like the good things are like good, and the bad things are like this small. So why would I put a magnifying glass on the bad things when I have really, really big bubbles of good things? That's stupid to me. I just don't feel like I should do that. So anyway, this is my yap for the day. Okay, I just had to get this off of my chest. Okay, if you were following me, leave a comment in the comment section below. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.